What if the one thing standing between you and your dream opportunities is a book that you haven't written yet? Here is why you should write a book in 2025, even though it seems like there is way too many books out there already. So the unique thing about books is that books last. If you were born in the early 2000s, you know all about a world before the internet and digital media. We used to have things like the red box and DVD players, and those things ceased to exist. But if you write a book, books will last for years and years and years. The Bible is one of those books that has lasted for thousands of years, and it continues to be edited and translated into different languages and formats even to this day. Because of this, books are a forever investment that you can make into yourself and into your future, and so they're well worth it. Books also allow you to go much more in depth about a topic. When you're filming a movie or a television show, or when you're making a Twitter post, Instagram post, or any social media post, you usually have a limit of how long your content can be. But with a book, you really get to go in depth on a story. It is really impossible to develop a really in-depth story with characters and settings and plots and really cool details without having a lot more time to do so. A lot of books that are my favorite have really intricate worlds that were woven by authors who spent many months and years pouring their heart and soul into books. Even my book, Since When Did Single Mean Sad, is a deeper version of what I went through my season of singleness and some of the lessons that I learned. But even so, I could make a whole nother book about singleness right now, because I feel like the first book didn't even touch the surface of everything that singleness has to offer. In fact, I'm actually working on that. Subscribe so that you don't miss it. So as an author, you have the direct honor of starting the conversation and really getting to dig deeper than some of the other people on social media might get to with their topics. The next reason that you need to write that book in 2025 is if you want to start a ministry. God uses books and authors and writers to create entities that will help to bring people to the Lord. I don't know if you guys know of some of the most famous ones, like Joyce Myers. Joyce wrote so many different devotionals and different writings for women and people in all areas of life. Another one of those people is Lisa Turkhurst, who also wrote many books. These people didn't get a ministry by accident. Their books opened up the conversation so that God could use them, and His will could be done throughout the ministry. So if you have a dream of starting some type of ministry, then writing a book is going to be in your favor. The next reason why you need to write that book in 2025 is because self-publishing has never been easier. I remember when I was self-publishing my book in 2022, self-publishing was still relatively new, and there was still this rumor going around that if you self-published a book, it was because you didn't have enough money and that the book was going to be poorly made and poorly written. And here I am in 2025. My book has had many positive reviews, and everybody that's read it has said it was impactful and honest and raw. But I actually used resources back then like YouTube to publish my book. Make sure you subscribe too, because I'm going to come up with a video on how to self-publish a book step by step. I want to offer a space for those of you who are starting your journey of self-publishing, because I know for me it was a very overwhelming process, and I wish that I had somebody to hold my hand and walk me through all of the different things that come with it. The next reason why you need to go write that book in 2025 is because your story has power. It's amazing because of the billion people in this world, none of us are living the exact same reality. Each of us might be going through similar things, but we have our own twists and turns and things that make us really unique. And I think that that's what makes it so special, because when we do share our stories, then other people might connect to us, even though our situations might be different. Two people can write a book about singleness and have totally different vibes and totally different lessons that each have learned in the inside of it. The last reason why you need to go write that book in 2025 is because it will grow your confidence tenfold. So when I was writing Since When Did Single Mean Sad, I had to revisit a lot of painful memories and painful things that I still struggle with today, and it was a really humbling experience. But writing those things down and working through them not only gave me the confidence, but it also gave me a sense of healing. Some of those stories I've never told before, and I probably probably won't tell to just any passerby coming down the street because of how vulnerable they are. But sharing them in a place like a book where people have to pay a fee and then come in and sit down and listen to the story makes it a much better experience. In a world where we're also disconnected and we have our walls up, writing a book is a powerful way to share your story and break down those walls while also healing internally. So that was my video on why you should write a book in 2025. Hopefully this has encouraged you if you've been maybe feeling stuck or going back and forth about whether you should write a book or not. Right now really is the best time to get started. Also, drop a comment down below if you would like more book writing content and let me know what you guys would like to see. Or if you have any other ideas that you would like to see, please drop them down below.